Okay, guys, so I have to continue to ask you guys to interrogate or investigate or do a forensic accounting, do all kind of checking that you can check because I understand that Trump keep tracking on how much money I'm making, you see. So now that I know they have already stolen a batch of 600 billion through SpaceX IPO, all right, because Trump, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and a bunch of them with Jeffrey Epstein in the Epstein Island, they were conducting the scam operations. It all came from them. The entire CONMAN operation, right, came from they are the think tank and brainchild of con operation. Okay, so what happened is, like I said, I won that case, right? You guys helped me to won the case. You guys, the lawmakers, you guys who fought for the case for me, you should know better how much I actually can claim, right? 30% I can claim. So I salvaged the economy. Then I used the income that I made to set up the family office, set up the ownership, set up the structure, okay, structure of the trust, and then set up investment firms, okay, so that I have an army of investor for me. So there are a lot of investments that go into the market that is to benefits our trust, okay. So right now the issue is there's this group of con artists, con men, elites that are scamming the profits of my company, okay, they're scamming the profits of my company. So the example, my investment in US bond market is massive. It is more bigger than a country's investment for from a foreign country. So that is from our trust. You know, our trust invest into the bond markets. It's my own capital. Is my own income. Okay, so when I made the income, like example, we U.S. Treasury pays 5% of the interest per year. So where is the profits goes to? Our trust invested, I think, easily 30 trillion into US bond market. So that is a 1.5 trillion of profits. Where is the profits go to? Let's say Jeffrey Gundlach has released the profits to US Treasury, or US Treasury has released that profits to double line capital. Where does the profits goes to? Does it stay inside double line capital? Does it goes to another company? You know, this kind of money trail where they are taking the profits to it, you have to track that, because when you are dealing with a bunch of corrupt lawmakers and corrupt public officials like Trump, okay, you have to be very careful with the money. And when you are dealing with a corrupt elites like Elon Musk, you have to be very careful with the money, because they will defraud the money whenever you are not, you slack, they will defraud, and then they will laugh at you of being stupid, you know. So I wouldn't want my profits or my income or my capital to be defrauded by them, you see. It doesn't belong to them. It's from the investment my investor made for me on behalf of my, for my capital. I'm the investor, okay, it's my capital. So I think it is really wrong, the kind of message or the value that you bring to the table is really wrong. What they bring to the table is corruption, defraudment, abuse of powers, killing babies, eating babies, bombarding the babies, children in the school when they are so innocent. They are not even involved in the geopolitics conflicts, you know. So that are the kind of things, that kind of sins that they are committing, the kind of wrongdoings that they are committing. And the worst thing of all, they are defrauding my identity. They can take my identity to just give it to an artist or give it to an imposter and to be me. Okay, so it's all because they wanted to take something that don't belong to them. They don't have the mentality of somebody who has integrity. They don't have that in their mind. In their brain, right? There's this short circuit. Like if you do the chip, right? You develop the chip got short circuit a bit. Okay? That's why it cannot click. No matter how many times I already tell them over in the email communication, they won't accept that. Okay, their mind is twisted. They like to con, they like to lie, they like to cheat, they like to kill, they like to humiliate people. They have very twisted mindset. Okay, so I can't do anything about that. But on my part, I want you guys to crack down on their embezzlement. I know they have embezzled the profits that I made from 2024 until July 2025. I should have one payment from the US bond market. Okay, so that where is that payment? Who taken the payment, right? Who gotten the payment? That is what you have to check for me, because the payment has to go back to my family office incomes, which is also my income because it's my company, right? So I can make contribution from time to time when needed to. Okay, that is how I was able to, let's say, contribute for additional tax, so that there will be um, some distribution for the social benefits for the people. So it's very important that my incomes are not stolen by any of the elites in the corporate world. They do not have the rights to do that. And you guys are giving them so much leniency just because they are somebody in the um, corporate world. Then you guys don't even like crack them down, take them down in the legal battle. Always give them mediated settlement, plea deal, uh, reconciliation, or whatever, defer agreement. What's the point? I mean, they don't even understand the concept of not don't steal what is not yours. They don't have that mindset. So every time I'm giving them the plea deal, what do I get? I get nothing. They don't even pay back anything to me. You guys understand? They don't pay back what they have stolen from me. That is the issue. If I give a plea deal to them, right, they don't even pay me back the money that they have stolen. Then what is the point of a plea deal? So you guys have to check everything. Where has the money gone to? Okay. I'm just reminding you guys about bonds. There is a batch of monies from my bond investment is 30 trillion US dollar. So there is a 1.5 trillion that must be accounted and paid into the company's account, so that when we have any program or certain things that I think is good, I can contribute from there. Okay, it's not for them to keep it as their own family's wealth or fortune or profits, like what Elon Musk did. It's not his IPO's profits. It's a stolen fund from my Bitcoin's profits. They dump it into IPO, into SpaceX IPO, and then they liquidate the 600 billion to make it whitewash as if he made the profits from IPO. But it wasn't. It was a money laundering operation. Okay, please crack down on their conman operation. Thanks.